Hi and welcome to another platformOS video shortcut. We're going to take a look at the developer guide and specifically platformOS's CLI tool called pos-cli. And if you take a look at the submenu here, pos-cli is a command line interface tool that will help you to deploy configuration files and assets to your platformOS sites or instances as we call them. To install and get ready, we will start with Node.js. And the pos-cli tool will work on both Windows and Mac. I'm using Mac in this example. And once I've downloaded the installer, I'm going to open that and continue. All the usual license agreements. I'm going to go with defaults. Use your password or your little touch thing. And we're done. Going to move that to trash. And the prerequisite for the pos-cli tool has now been installed. Easy as that. Head back to pos-cli, and we've done Node.js, so let's go to installing the pos-cli tutorial. And because we've now installed npm, these are the steps that we need to do to get the platformOS CLI tool installed. So I'm just going to copy that and head over to my terminal. And let's go ahead and paste that in, npm install, the command line provided, and I've installed. There was a couple of warnings there. For the most part, you can ignore those. I'm going to clear the screen. We'll head back to our documentation. And note that if your Node.js is installed for all users, you might need to use the sudo to install the npm packages globally. Obviously, I didn't, but you may need to. So now that we've installed it, let's go ahead and copy and then paste into terminal to check our version. Great. If we're not running the latest version, when we use the pos-cli tool, it will tell us, hey, there's a new version available and we can download that. So what is the pos-cli tool going to do for us now that it's installed? Following the steps for the Hello World example, you can use the init command and it will set up a directory structure for you. However, what I'd like to focus on is under Get Started, I'm going to look at the platformOS Marketplace template. And the CLI tool is going to do some cool things for us, such as adding an environment variable to a hidden file on a folder in which you're going to write code and then deploy from. Now, luckily, there's some shortcuts in how we get this environment variable string. And in the platformOS partner portal, where I have some of my sites, let's take a look at this one, Little Haze 301. We can see an example of a pos-cli environment add cheat sheet string, which I'm going to copy and head over to my terminal and make a directory. Change into that directory. It's empty, and pasting the pos-cli syntax string, which has already been created for me, which links the instance Little Haze, which is on my staging environment. It adds an environment variable called staging in a hidden file. It's connected to my partner portal and it's now going to verify my user account. Once I've verified, what we'll notice is that the pos-cli tool has added a .pos file, and in that file is the staging environment variable, the URL token, and my email account that's linked to that token. Obviously, I've blurred out the token for you, but this then can be used as a variable when I'm doing my deploys using the pos-cli tool. Now I've cleared my terminal window and we'll use a couple of pos-cli commands like help to look at all of the various commands we can use. And there are separate tutorials that take you through in detail each of these commands, which I encourage you to take a look at. So there we go. We were in pos-cli. We installed Node.js. We then went through the pos-cli tutorial, very straightforward, and quickly set up an environment variable in a folder, which then allows us to use the pos-cli sync, deploy, import, export commands as needed. Thanks for watching.